Ooh. What's popping?
Got a little extra vibes today.
Yeah, you know, you
on
need the
Friday,
music.
guys. Happy Friday. Welcome into the PHNX Sun Devil Show, brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe, even leave a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. I am Anthony Totri.
Yeah, you are.
As always, by Shawn DePaz,
Yes,
Shane Diefenbach.
Yes, I am.
Gents, happy Friday.
Happy Friday indeed. Technical difficulties can't keep us down.
No, not
Is
at
there
all.
anything worse? Okay.
Let's not go
In
down that road.
our current lives
Okay,
than technical difficulties?
let's not go down that road.
But I kind of want to go down
Technical
that road.
difficulties suck a lot.
Yeah.
To get to
They're
your
top
point.
Top three.
Hi, Charles.
I don't know how to rate that, but yeah, they're not. They are definitely on the bad side of things that can happen to you in this job.
One of worst things. Technical difficulties. Let's get right into it. Kenny Dillingham
Dog.
got himself another dog.
Another dog.
Another dog. Woof, woof.
With maybe the best name in the Pac-12.
The Pac-12 has to have the best names of any conference ever.
Ever?
Yeah.
Okay. Why not? They got themselves 6'1", 215-pound, 2023 linebacker, K'Vion Thunderbird.
Fucking right. Sounds so fake.
He finished his senior year, guys, with 109 total tackles, 6 for a loss, 3 fumble recoveries, and 2 forced fumbles, and was first-team All-State in Illinois. He chose ASU over Colorado. Deion, this one's for you. Over Oregon, Tennessee, Purdue. Another, I'm not going to say a big-time recruit, but to get a guy that had other options like this, right? We've already talked about how Kenny's been able to pull guys from Auburn, TCU, etc. Now you get one over, I would say, a handful of schools that you could say are maybe better in Oregon, Tennessee, and then obviously CU up and coming.
Yeah, I mean, it is definitely a win, a bigger win for some more than others, Anthony Totri, to get a guy that Colorado was competing for, like especially now.
God,
it is good
so
to get a little bit of a W over Deion and Oregon. But yeah, I mean, to get it is always nice to just see a guy that is getting recruited by big programs like this, the programs that you were trying to be like in Oregon, like last year's Tennessee, I guess. And to get a guy in that situation is a massive W for sure. And it just defense keeps getting better, man. Like they keep beefing it up. It keeps getting deeper. So I'm excited.
Love all the engagement in the chat. What's up, Jason? They got JJ and their high boys said a few prayers last night for ASU hoops. Keep believing. And then Joe with one of that's an all-time comment. Can this guy make a 3-pointer? I'm gonna say probably the same efficiency as DJ Horn right now. That's where I'm gonna go with it.
I just found out that Ish Wainwright played college football, so maybe this guy's a baller.
I can't believe you didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
No, this is awesome. Just as you said, the pure size alone is so great. And it seems like this staff just keeps adding to its linebacking core. It is so deep now, man, and young.
Yeah,
awesome. After losing your captain,
about guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the
like,
thing.
I'm forgetting about you keep being guys, and it's like, okay, yeah, we got this guy, and there's Prince Dobro, who's I guess more of an edge, but there's like even like Romney from I believe BYU. Like there's all of these. The linebacker group is deep now. It's deep.
Well, and the interesting thing that I don't think has gotten enough, like we haven't talked about it enough on this show and a bunch of other shows as it relates to Arizona State, right? Is the size of these players. I bring it up every time that we talk about them because 6'1", 215 is a little bit smaller of a linebacker. At 6'1", 215, odds are you're a quicker guy, you're better in coverage. I would say you're more of a Swiss Army knife than the traditional linebacker in college football, even 3-4 years ago, right? Where you look at, I would say 4 or 5 years ago, ASU's linebackers were like Christian Sam and DJ Calhoun at the time, which were much bigger guys, and they were built to defend the run. In today's college football, you have to be able to defend anything. Yeah. Like it doesn't matter what position you are, you have to be able to be that Swiss Army knife, and that's the size that they get here with Thunderbird. It's the size of a guy like a Crew Jackson that I believe is transferring over from Kansas State. It's the size of a guy like Clayton Smith, right? You're getting guys that, yes, they're dominant in run defense, but they're not built that way, right? They're built to be able to run with, you know, some of the best tight ends in the nation that you've got in the Pac-12. which is part of the really fun side of watching what Kenny and BC and Samples have been doing in terms of recruiting, is like a lot of people stop at, oh, he got 3-4 stars. 3-4 stars, fill a position of need at linebacker or wide receiver, right? But like if you're really looking into it, you can see they're already building something. Like this roster, the guys that they're going for aren't just like, oh, maybe we could get him. Like these are targeted guys.
Positional gluttony. You give me more. I want more. And to your point, seeing what Kenny and them can do in the recruiting side, but also seeing what they can do for Brian Ward and for this defense and what this defense can look like. And they're just all athletes, man. They're all athletes, like true, impactful, big, fast, strong, scary dogs.
Yeah. And I mean, I think this is a team that has kind of struggled to find an identity, especially defensively, at least last year. And to see that there are at least, I mean, it reminds me a lot of, like, in a different way, but like Bill Armstrong and the Coyotes. There's a clear kind, he likes big, strong, physical guys. It's a clear kind of player that he likes. And this team getting all of these versatile, athletic guys, I think is going to make for a very interesting defense and defensive identity. So I am very excited. And yeah, I obviously am, Coach Ward is my guy. He's one of my guys this year. To see that he is getting a lot of different pieces that he could try and work with and hopefully mold into something is very exciting. I have a lot of I don't know if it's high hopes is the right word, but like I am just very I'm very interested to see what the defense looks like, because last year's was disappointing. I'm just very locked in on how this defense is going to take shape.
I think that's a good point, because a lot of people saw, and I think with Kenny Dillingham, with all of the additions on offense, the kind of mystery at quarterback, like rightfully so, there's a lot of people really interested to see what this ASU offense looks like. And in part because for the last 4 years, they've had to watch their team huddle while everybody in college football is running a quick, fast-paced offense.
But at least you can't say that the team offensively hasn't had an identity. It has. You just, I'm not a big fan. I don't like the identity.
The identity sucks.
But the defense, to your point, is going to be, I think, a lot of fun to just see it come together, just simply because you have a bunch of guys that a lot of them were at big-time schools and either didn't play or they got hurt or it was just like some of the rosters that they were on were full of talented guys.
Yeah, and obviously the transfers and stuff and the recruits are getting a lot of credit. But like, you look at a guy, one of Shane's guys, Ro Torrance, like is a guy that we had high hopes for just based on his size, to see if he can actually take like a leap and be a consistently impactful player on the defense. And then obviously a guy like Jordan Clark, who is, I think, going to be the leader of this defense. Like from the transfers to the high school recruits to the returners, like there's a lot to be excited about from the on the defense.
And you bring up the sheer number of players, and I love offense as much as the next guy, but on an offense, you can have one guy that can take the top off of a defense, like Tyreek Hill, and it's a game breaker. On the defense, you need cohesion, and that's why it's so fun to me to watch. And we saw that kind of come together with ASU basketball and their defense, is the cohesion. Like, you might not have the tallest or most athletic guys out there, but they all know where to be at most points in the night. With this defense, like, if they can get cohesive and have these athletes flying all over the field, I mean, it's going to be so fun to watch.
And I feel like one thing that this team lacked last year that we never really talked about that it won't this year is like competition. Last year, we went into it. We knew what the linebacker room was going to look like. We generally knew who was going to be playing on the line. We knew who the secondary was supposed to be before the Twins transferred, and then it got a little weird. But
they still haven't committed anywhere.
Yeah, that's so wild. Watch them come back. Anyways. But now this year, there is going to be, with the exception of, I think, Rowe and Jordan Clark, there is going to be competition at damn near every position on this on this defense. So hopefully that also elevates the defense, just because it's always nice to have competition and have people push each other.
Another thing that I think is going to be super exciting when you look at some of the defensive backs, we've already talked about Jordan Clark, Ro Torrance, getting guys like Montana Warren, Keith Abney, right, is like, you want to be a defensive back in this system, because when you have a defensive coordinator that sends pressure or does everything possible to get the quarterback like just uncomfortable, like, that puts you in a perfect scenario to boost your stock, right, as a defensive back. It puts you in a perfect situation to elevate your game, to make those big-time plays. And you look at a guy like Ro Torrance, who had a solid season last year. I think this year he could quite possibly be the best player on this defense. And not necessarily because of what he does from a skill perspective. And that's not trying to take anything away from him. Like, he's a super, super talented guy. But when you have a defense like this in the Brian Ward system, where they're going to be sending pressure more often than not, he's a guy that, just based off of his size, if a quarterback's throwing a jump ball, like, you're going to lose. Because odds are he's bigger than the receiver you have out there. So I'm super excited to see what he does. I think Jordan Clark is going to boost his draft stock this season. So it's definitely going to be a lot of fun.
I think Jordan Clark is going to end up being one of the best defensive players in the conference. I think the team needs him to be one of the best defensive players in the conference. So I'm him specifically. I am very, very excited to see what he is as the guy on the defense, because that is what he's going to be this year.
I'm excited so we can start betting again on Arizona State football. I'm most excited to see what the win total is set for. Do we have any guesses as it is right now?
5.5.
Yeah,
You're going to say 5.5?
That's what I think too. Yeah.
We're taking the over on that?
Yeah, over.
Taking the over. 5.5?
For sure.
Easy. Can't bet on it quite yet, but you guys can bet on some NFL football, guys. 4 NFL teams remain, 2 conference championship games, and only a few more shots to win big on the playoffs with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, counting down to Super Bowl 57. New customers can bet just $5 and get $200 in free bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code PHNX. New customers can bet $5 on the conference championships and get $200 in free bets instantly. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code PHNX. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for more details. Guys, you have any picks for the conference championship games?
Dude,
remember what happened last time? Just saying.
That was divisional.
It was divisional, but I'm just saying. Remember last time?
It was the conference championship.
Was it conference?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was Burrow at Arrowhead.
I give you the same bet.
Burrowhead, hell no.
A Burrowhead. Yeah.
Hell no.
I think the Chiefs are winning.
You want to bet on it?
No.
No? Okay. I'm just...
I do, but on the DraftKings Sportsbook app, not with you.
Not with me. Okay.
On our daily bet show every Monday through Friday at noon. Every Monday through Friday at noon, I bet on the Bengals. And Johnny took the Chiefs.
Yeah, Johnny took the Chiefs. So you take the Bengals.
But he also took the Bengals over the Bills, didn't he?
Yeah.
I don't trust Johnny's bets.
Well, he took the Bengals over the Bills.
I trust Johnny.
You trust Johnny?
Okay.
You didn't say that you trust Johnny's bets, though.
Yeah.
Well, this morning I did. We actually picked the exact opposite.
If your life
things.
is on the line, are you calling Johnny Venerable?
He took the over in the Chiefs game. I took the under. He took the Eagles -2.5. I teased the Cowboys up to +3.5. And then I took the Bengals. He took the Chiefs. So I like Brock Purdy under 31.5 passing attempts. That might be my favorite bet. Plus money on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. 31.5 against the #1 rated DVOA the #1 defense in passing DVOA. There's just no reason for them to throw. I think they're going to run a lot with that weak interior defensive line.
You saw this here with the Eagles. Their real only weakness is their run defense. So
a couple people in the chat. Jason's taking Philly and Cincy. Will's taking Cincy and San Francisco.
I don't know what I'm doing in the NFC.
I think San Francisco is going to win the Super Bowl.
I think so too.
Yeah, I know. No, I know.
Shawn.
Listen, I don't even.
I know.
I don't even.
It's the OGs. Sorry.
I think the Chiefs are winning the Super Bowl. To be honest, I might just be trying to speak it into existence, but I'm rooting for.
Is that your DraftKings Sportsbook pick of the week?
Patrick Mahomes. Yeah.
Okay.
Chiefs -1.5. DraftKings Sportsbook pick of the week.
Why not? Why don't you tell the people about some OGs?
Did you take some last night?
I took 3 microdoses last night,
which is still 9 milligrams. Yeah, still a little less than
it's right below the.
Which is the nice part about OGs because they got something for everybody. You can take the microdoses and kind of find your level, find what you're good with.
Yeah.
You could take indica, sativa. You could take their new. It's finally hit the shelves. Their new strawberries and cream, happy balance, THC and CBD ratio.
Not THT though, just THC. There's no Taylor Horton Tuckers involved.
There's also no TNT, either the explosives or the hockey player.
Yeah.
But there is THC and CBD and delicious flavors. So check them out at your local dispensary. Hit them up at ogsbrands.com. But as always, you must be 21 or older to enjoy.
And don't bring it to TSA.
Do not bring it to TSA.
You can't do that to TSA?
No.
Are we sure?
Yes.
Well, yes. Technically speaking, it is a felony, so you definitely should not put it in your checked luggage. Do not.
Shawn, stop that.
Put it in your checked luggage.
Absolutely not.
What I am telling, well,
He is telling you what not to
regardless
do.
of however you're reading that, this is real. Do not put it in your carry-on. You will get in trouble.
Yeah.
Like, you do not try and take it on a plane. I am
Also,
being
don't
serious.
put it in your check luggage either.
Just eat it before you go.
Sure.
Yes.
Alex D in the chat asked, how does ASU football transfer class compare to the current basketball
Oh, I also looked that up.
counterpart? Well,
It's non-comparative.
Well, but from a pure percentage standpoint, there were what, 4 returners on ASU basketball's roster?
Jemiah, Enoch,
DJ, and then walk-ons.
What, is that it?
I think so. Oh, Gaffney.
And
Yeah.
Luther.
Okay, so 5. There's probably, I think, now a higher percentage of ASU football players that are newcomers.
Oh yeah, there's over 40.
It's crazy. I think they're going to be fun. And shout out you, Alex D, in the chat saying he found our pod recently and has been watching it religiously. We appreciate you.
Oh,
The loss to Washington was tough, but we survived.
Also, from a ranking perspective, football's transfer class is 15th. ASU's transfer class in basketball was 14th. Overall rank, ASU basketball's recruiting class was 47. Football's was 48. So it's almost identical.
Well,
in regards to rankings, which is fascinating to me.
I want to talk about this for a second.
Wow, that is actually sorry, that is crazy. Like, the composite rank for basketball is 55, for football it's 56. Like, they are
That is
the
crazy.
same program. It's so funny.
2 months ago,
Yes.
ASU loses the Territorial Cup
They did.
to Washington or
It was-
to
feels
U of A.
so
to
much
Washington.
longer than 2 months
God,
ago.
I'm stuck on yesterday's game, bro.
It's okay.
That was only 2 months ago?
Yeah, they lose that game. We're sitting outside. We're doing the post game show. You're here.
Adjusting the light because adjusting the camera because the light kept changing.
We don't know what was going to happen. We knew we were going to lose some amazing pieces. We didn't have a coach. Sean Aguano was up in the air.
We had an idea.
We had an idea.
We
But
had a hope.
could you
We
have
had a
ever
dream.
imagined, right? Fast forward, and I'm telling you now, 2 months from now, Kenny Dillingham
No.
has done what he has done just in this short amount of time. And this is without us even discussing the fact that a 5-star quarterback in Jaden Rashada has ASU in a top 3.
How many days has it been
Since
since Kenny got hired? 50, 60?
I mean, it's got to be around
2
then.
2 months. So around 60 days. 40 transfers in 60 days.
sounds like a Jackie
Or
Chan
40
movie.
new players, I mean.
40 new players in about 60 days.
That's a great reference that I don't think anyone got. Yeah, man, I never would have expected it. Like, I mean, I think we all kind of dreamed about what it could be, but I think if you were being realistic, you never would have expected this kind of production from him as far as recruiting goes. So it's definitely a good sign. But I'm still like,
And we got signing day next week.
it's not even the beginning of it. He hasn't had time to recruit a class fully, and this is what he's already doing.
I'm telling you. Let's have this conversation because we've talked about Jaden Rashada before. We talked about it after the whole Florida situation kind of crumbled away. And now, from everything we've seen, it's between Arizona State, TCU, and potentially Colorado, with Colorado being the outlier of the 3.
Yeah.
Looking like it's between ASU and TCU. To get a 5-star quarterback without having this job for 3 months, with a new staff, with a new offense, with a new defense, with everything new, and they're in play for a 5-star quarterback.
And on top of that, not just a 5-star quarterback, but a 5-star quarterback that needed NIL money.
Yeah.
That's considering a school that was so behind in the NIL world just 6 months ago.
Didn't start their collective until after week 1, I think.
And a guy who was more familiar with the program than your average high school recruit, which I think a lot of detractors of ASU football specifically would be like, oh, that program's a joke. Anyone that knows anything about ASU football is not going to want to play there. Well, his dad fucking played here. He knows this program, and he still at least is interested in being a part of it to whatever extent he is. So I think it just goes back to just kind of the renaissance that the program's going through, and that's all Kenny.
Can I ask you this? You have a little more confidence than I do that he's going to choose ASU. Why is that?
Rashada?
Yeah.
I don't think enough people are trying to find the words for it. They're not putting enough emphasis or importance on the fact that Rashada's dad went here. familial ties, especially with high school athletes, I think are underrated, underappreciated. You look at Dylan Raiola, for example, right? A guy who decommitted from Ohio State. And the large expectation is that he will find himself at Nebraska, where I believe his uncle is the offensive line coach. Outside of the fact that his dad or that his uncle works at Nebraska, right? There is no logical reason why a 5-star quarterback, one of the best in the nation, should go to Nebraska when he could go to Ohio State, he could go to Michigan, he could go to LSU, he could go to Alabama.
If
right?
he actually could.
For Rashada, it's another similar thing, right? He could get more money at TCU. He could get more money at Colorado. Hands down. That's not even like a point of conversation. However, if he wasn't serious about ASU, and to Ralph Amundsen's point that he brought up on social right after the whole Florida thing, like right now, Rashada is looking for reasons to come to Arizona State.
Yeah.
Like he wants to come to Arizona State. It's just a matter of if it gets done, and I don't think there's a better coaching staff in place to get that done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I genuinely believe Jaden Rashada will be assignable. Genuinely. And the funny thing is, right, like I know it's a 5-star quarterback, but hear me out here. It is not the end of the world if Jaden Rashada doesn't become a Sun Devil, because
this
the
wasn't
quarterback
even a thought before.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we already
the
thought
quarterbacks
we
you have
knew
in
our
place. I am totally fine with the quarterbacks that are on this roster right now.
Well,
none of them are Bryce Young. That's fine. None of them are CJ Stroud. That's fine. You don't need that guy to succeed in this type of system.
You got Bo Nix Light.
Well,
Drew Pine.
Yeah, the thing that concerns me about the
Light.
TCU thing is they also showed that you do not need a great I mean, I love Max Duggan, but you don't need like a world beater quarterback to succeed. And they are also just in the college football championship. That is something that ASU cannot say. So there's a lot of reasons why TCU is enticing, but like you said, the one thing they do lack is that family tie, and it's not just a family tie to this. Shout out, Baby Keem.
And Kendrick Lamar.
It is family ties with a program that is all about preaching family.
Yeah,
like that's their whole vibe. So it works on a few different levels. I have no reason to know or believe that he will go either way, but shit, it would be pretty awesome if he was a Sun Devil.
You also have to look at, like, in this is another thing that I think was harped on a lot when Kenny got hired, being the youngest coach in Division I football, right? I for the first time in a while, I'm going to bring up Notre Dame. Before Kenny, the youngest Division I football coach was Marcus Freeman at Notre Dame, taking over for Brian Kelly, right? He was able to maintain, I want to say, 20 to 22 of his recruits in the 2-week span after Kelly left for LSU, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And obviously Notre Dame's a different kind of program. But there's something to be said about a young coach, a young football coach that has passion, that has energy for a program.
Isn't doing it for a check.
Yes. That, like, young players, like, connect so much more with a younger coach, right? And it's not just Kenny. It's not just, like, what I think Mon said this to us in the past, right, is like what kept him from coming here for so long was the staffs that were built. It wasn't like the let's activate Arizona. It's like, oh, Jason could be the Arizona guy, right? He could be the Arizona coach. This is an entire staff of Arizona guys, but they're all so young, right? You can stick the offensive line coach. You could stick AJ Cooper. You could stick BC Samples in anyone's living room, and they're going to connect with the player. They're going to connect with the family because they're younger, right?
Yep.
Whereas you have Herm, that's not the case. You have a Nick Saban, right? And I know Nick Saban, what he does in terms of recruiting is ridiculous, and it's in
Their
large
class
part
this year. Oh my god,
in large part because of what the program is built,
For sure.
right? But like, if Nick Saban hadn't had these championships and he was just sitting in your living room as a first-year coach at his age,
he would be Jim Boeheim.
you're not connecting with him. The players aren't connecting with him, right?
Yeah.
So like that is another thing to keep in mind, not just this season, but like years down the line, right? Because you start and recruit kids when they're sophomores or juniors in high school, and you have that relationship 2-3 years down the line. Kenny's going to be what, 36, 37 at the time? And you've got other coaches that are trying to build these relationships turning 65, 66. Like, it's just different, right?
It's crazy. Like, yeah, just Kenny, like, best, obviously, not even best case scenario. It's unrealistic. They could just go on 10 years of straight dominance. And you're going to look up and be like, oh, your head coach is not 50 yet. Like that's absurd to me. But yeah, I mean, obviously, this is sports across the board. I mean, look at the NBA specifically. Like young guys, like they get along better with people that look like them, that talk like them, that act like them, that are interested in the same things as them. And it only happens with guys that are relatively the same age or closer in age. Yeah, it was obviously a very purposeful. Like it wasn't let's hire this young head coach and put him around a bunch of former NFL coaches, like basically Herm's staff with Kenny at the front of it. Like no, this is Kenny building a staff in his own image.
Yeah,
a bunch of young guys.
Well, let's fast forward to February 6th, National Signing Day. Let's fast forward a couple weeks, whenever it is. Let's say Tostradamus is right. Let's say Tostradamus lives again.
This isn't even Tostradamus. It's Wednesday, February 1st.
February
National
1st.
Signing Day. So next Wednesday.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Fast forward there. Let's say Jaden Rashada is a Sun Devil. Can you just imagine not only what this does for the Valley and the support that's going to get behind this program, although there's a lot of it, even more so because of this, but we saw, and we've had this conversation before, but we saw what Kenny could do with Bo Nix. Yeah. And we see the same things in Drew Pine, a guy that's a game manager that can. What do you think Kenny's going to be able to do with a ball of Play-Doh in a quarterback? A guy that he can mold into what he wants in a quarterback. A guy that is so talented in other ways of the game with the same IQ, with the same football IQ as those other guys.
He's your Dante Moore.
It's ridiculous.
He's
it's terrifying for 3 years at least.
Rashada's the guy that, like, and again, I don't know how in play Dante Moore was when Kenny left. It seemed pretty fluid from him to Oregon to UCLA, but like that's what he is, right? That's what Jaden Rashada could be. We knew even with Dante Moore committing to Oregon, let's say Kenny stays there and Dante stays there. Bo Nix is your starting quarterback if he comes back. Dante sits, he's your starter for the remainder of his time there. That could be a very similar situation depending on how much Kenny actually likes a guy like Drew Pine or a Jacob Conover or Trent Bourget, and that's totally fine, but right?
The problem you run into those guys is all of those guys have multiple years of eligibility. It's not a 1-to-1 to Bo Nix because this would be his last year regardless of
but just from the type of player.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think like the thumbnail was respect, right? For a very specific reason. Because
the ECT.
It feels like everything that Kenny Dillingham and Arizona State has done over the last 60 days and change has been like put on a fucking Post-it note on a wall somewhere with a bunch of other shit that people are talking about, right? Yeah. They're like, oh, we'll get to this when we stop talking about Deion or when we stop talking about X, Y, and Z going on in college football. Like, which is what it is. Like, I understand it. I get why everybody wants to talk about Deion. I get why everybody wants to talk about Colorado. I get why everybody wants to talk about USC. But like 7-8 months from now, when this team is doing things that nobody thought they were doing or even discussing it, like
you know how many times you're going to hear, who's that guy? Where'd he come from?
Well, that's kind of what I was going to say. I was like, I understand why people don't talk about ASU or don't feel like they need to talk about ASU because, I mean, you just look at like the composite rankings. Like it's nothing
Fuck the rankings.
Crazy, but no, that's what I'm getting at. But it doesn't matter. Like the rankings, obviously they matter, but just the sheer volume is in and of itself so impressive, especially at this level, especially at a Power 5 school.
At year one.
Like that deserves to be talked about.
It's exciting, man.
When this team starts the season 5-1, I don't want anybody talking about, oh, Kenny Dillingham. Like, look what he's done over there. Like, bro, we've been talking about it.
I mean, I want them to talk about it. Better late than never.
Like,
but yeah, I feel you.
Or when they start 3-0 and then they open up conference play at Sun Devil Stadium against USC.
Yep. Just what I was talking about with the Diamondbacks. Get on or get run over. Like, don't get on the bandwagon too late.
But Alex brings up a good point. Dilly wants these go-getters, guys that, they might not be ranked as high.
Yeah.
But that's what you can trust. He's not just going to go get a guy because he's a 5-star. He's going to make sure he comes here. The conversation he had, he would have let it be known to Rashada that if he's not going to be a good fit here, he shouldn't come here.
Yeah.
He that's the type of guy he is.
I mean, I think we saw that I obviously we don't know what the conversations are like, but like,
cold.
Oh, but like,
I thought you were just getting ready to spit some fire.
I mean, I'm gonna spit some fucking fire when Shawn's done.
But
go ahead.
like guy like Daniel Ngata leaving, like there was no on its face reason for him to leave, but he had a conversation with Dilly and the staff, and there was probably a conversation like there's, I don't know. I love Kenny.
I totally forgot the fire that I was about to spit, to be honest with you. Oh, it's such a bummer too, because it was gonna be crazy too. It was gonna go nuts.
What did Shawn?
Well, I'll stall for you.
Yeah,
something that we didn't talk about the
comments.
defense too that I think gives ASU a really big advantage is for defensive players. I think they just like getting a chance to play against the good quarterbacks.
Well, I mean, you have them everywhere in the Pac-12.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like a guy.
Do you want a
spot like ASU? You get to play everybody.
About what I'm saying?
I can re-say what I said when you.
Yeah, what were you saying?
I said a guy like Rashada, if he would have come here on his visit, the conversation that Kenny would have had with him, if he isn't going to be a good fit here, Kenny would have let him know.
There you go. I have never in my entire life covering college football seen a coach as active on social media as Kenny.
Dude,
but
I might have to turn his Twitter alerts off.
When you
it blows up my phone.
This is something that, like, if you are in play to go get talented high school level recruits or transfers, like, he is thinking so far ahead in terms of and let's say everything that he does is genuine, which I want to believe everything he does is genuine. In terms of, like, we want what's best for you as a player, right? When you go offer a kid and you retweet his announcement that he got an offer from Arizona State, that's great. That's fine and dandy. But when you are liking and retweeting all of their offers, when he's got an offer not only from Arizona State, but he's got an offer from TCU, he's got an offer from Ole Miss, from Auburn, and you're retweeting that, and you are showing that you actually give a shit. Yeah. Like, that goes a long way, right? Because you know that's not the case at all these other schools. Nick Saban ain't fucking doing that.
I've never seen a coach do that.
Like, he cares.
Yeah.
He cares.
And not only cares that, but he boots on the ground too. He's everywhere.
Yeah.
I saw him delivering Dunkin' Donuts to some of the staffers at ASU the other day. Yeah. He posted just smiling Kenny with the donuts.
And that's another thing that doesn't get talked about in terms of like just the retweeting and, like, showing that you're there for kids, right? And this is so much deeper than, like, football, right? But think back to when you were in high school, right? And the 1,000,005 different things going on in your head. Throw in the fact that you're now a 4-star football player that has to make a giant life decision, and you got everybody in your ear telling you what's best for you or what you should do. Family wants you to go here, friends want you to go here, whatever. And at the end of the day, you got one coach is like, look, we'd love to have you here, but we want what's best for you. Over time, that's going to be the guy that you call on, and you're like, you know what, like, I want to go with him.
That's your rock, man.
It makes you more comfortable, right? So, like,
Kenny Dillingham,
he's genuine, but he's also smart as fuck. He's playing the long game in a lot of these things.
He's like, and getting back to what you're talking about, him not necessarily getting the credit that he probably deserves. Like, he is like a politician. He's like a politician where you look at him and he's like, that's the one that actually cares. Yeah. And he wants to do stuff. And all these motherfuckers might not vote for him, but we know, like, this is the guy that, like, even if he loses this election, he is doing this because he genuinely cares about the program, about his constituents, like, all of that.
And
like,
he'll be back.
He'll be back. Yeah. Like, this guy, like, this is a real dude, and he's in a position where there might not be a lot of people who are as good and genuine as him. Yeah. But it's not going to change who he is. And it is so nice to have a guy like that as the face of your program now.
Kenny Dillingham is the definition of good guys win.
Yeah.
Just saying. He's also a dog.
Hopefully.
He's also a dog.
He's a dog.
Don't clip that and then let that echo later. There you go. Beautiful. That's the alarm. It's time to talk about Underdog Fantasy, guys. It's easy to get started. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com or download the app. Sign up with promo code PHNX, and Underdog is going to match your first deposit up to 100 bones. Guys, check out their pick'em system that they got. It's unlike any other system on sports books, on just, like, sports betting in general. In terms of hires and lowers, you could, like, combine anything from NFL to NHL to NBA, which, guys, we've got the NFL playoffs still going on.
Hires on every single Chiefs receiver.
And Bengals.
Nah. Fuck them Bengals. The Chiefs receivers are about to cook Eli Apple's dumbass.
You know, salty. Yeah, there you go.
He's also trash.
Devontae Smith.
I'm here for it.
I thought you were earlier. You're saying they're not going to throw the ball. Or no, you're talking about the other way.
He's talking about the other way around. Guys, again, it's easy to get started. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com or download the app. Sign up with promo code PHNX, and Underdog is going to match your first deposit up to $100.
Go ahead and withdraw all of your winnings that you get from the free 100 bones that Underdog gives you, and put 25 of them into a Burrito Express gift card. Because right when you do that, you get a free burrito. Damn. And that $25 gift card Plus, we're doing a giveaway this week.
He's a dog.
He's a dog, which we will announce sometime tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah.
So make sure to do these things. Tweet your favorite AZ or all-time Arizona athlete and your favorite type of burrito at PHNX_Sun Devils and at BurritoEXP on Twitter. And you got to be following both accounts to win. You can retweet our tweet at PHNX_Sun Devils as well to get it going. Tag your friends, tag your homies, tag your burritos, tag your favorite athlete.
Did you know somebody tagged me this morning in it?
Your favorite athlete?
Yeah, like I was their favorite Arizona athlete.
Yeah, you're a pretty good Arizona
Who's your
athlete.
favorite Arizona athlete? Got to be a different one than the one you said Wednesday.
Did we say one Wednesday? Oh, yeah, we did.
Oh, I got one.
Lawson Krause is up there, but I have to go Donor.
Ooh, that's
Donor.
good. Leandro Barbosa.
Oh,
That's fun.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Quentin Richardson.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Adam Jones.
Hmm?
Adam Jones.
Oh, who?
Loved him.
Pac-Man?
Adam Jones.
Pac-Man,
Who?
Adam Jones?
You know, this is walk-up song. Adam Jones. Who? Adam Jones. Who?
JJ with an interesting question in the chat. Do we have time to get into this question?
We can get to do it really fast, yeah.
Okay. How would you compare Hurley to Dillingham as an off-field/court coach?
Let's go off the
Interesting
field. Let's go.
You want to go off-field?
Well, that's the question.
Oh, yeah, off-field court.
Slash
Yeah,
off-field,
off the field, off the court. You can answer first.
I just you say were you pointing at him?
Go
or me?
ahead.
Oh, I just think there's. I think there's a lot of similarities. I think Bobby's a little older, and Bobby's different in the sense that he has just being Bobby Hurley carries a certain amount of weight.
Yeah.
Because of what he did as a player that Kenny doesn't necessarily have. But I think in terms of how much they care about their guys, the passion that they give off, and just the genuineness of it, I think they are very similar in that regard. But they're just one of them is Bobby fucking Hurley. One of them's never been a head coach before. So it's a little different.
and Jahi Carson.
Yeah, I think they both. Yeah, I think something that you get when you're talking to both of them is they are both thinking 2-3 steps ahead of everybody. And they do a great job of hiding that because they are so passionate that I think when people from a surface level are talking with them or talking about them, it's all about the energy. It's all about the facial reaction. But at the end of the day, these are people that are trying to build a program. Obviously, one basketball, one football, but they are both such intelligent minds that I don't think gets enough credit, especially when it comes to off the field in terms of recruiting, transfers. Like, again, ASU basketball, how many people should in reality be transferring here when they could be transferring other places in the Pac-12, like in Oregon, UCLA, USC, and they're choosing ASU?
Yeah, the pure passion, I think, is the way to describe it most. It'd be hard to find two passionate coaches anywhere else. Two more passionate coaches anywhere.
I think the only other basketball coach I can think of that's passionate is Bobby's brother.
Yeah.
It's also a Hurley. So
before we get into the final topic of the day,
both F.
want to tell y'all about Four Peaks. Okay, we're carrying it right over. We've already talked about ways that you can make money on the DraftKings Sportsbook app, on Underdog Fantasy, because it's NFL playoffs, because the Super Bowl is coming up. What better way to watch the Super Bowl of the NFL playoffs than with a Four Peaks beer in your guys' hand? They got some new things to check out. They got a Staycation Super Juicy IPA. They got a Recreational Juice Dank IPA. They got a bunch of stuff. And look, just because it's an oldie doesn't mean it's not a goodie, okay? I'm sticking with the wow through and through every day of the week.
Yeah.
Hazy all day.
It's all great. You're hazy all day? What about you?
I was drinking the WoW. We were at Four Peaks last. I'm looking forward to going golf because I'm a big desert day drinker and golden lager guy. They're nice and light, easy to drink.
Go check them out, guys. Four Peaks. Not only the drinks, but their 8th Street pub as well. Go check it out.
And I'm fairly positive you can get Four Peaks at Mavericks and Octane because not only is it an arcade, but it's a restaurant. Well, it's an arcade and
a bowling alley,
and
a restaurant. There's laser tag,
Lasertron
and
would be
there's
sick though.
Lasertron is the name of the big laser tag place back home.
It always says back home like we were from Buffalo as well.
Well, I'm trying to find ways to not say the word Buffalo. I'm trying to find ways not to say the word Buffalo.
Days, man. Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
That wasn't even an accent.
Yeah,
that
I know. That was just
Carry on.
Anyways, you putting yourself out there though.
Anyways, it's all of that stuff, and it's a bar and restaurant, and the food's amazing, the drinks are amazing, and it's a great place to enjoy the Super Bowl. You can watch the big game at Mavericks with dozens of 4K TVs, a 20-foot jumbotron, 5,000 square foot restaurant featuring chef catered menu, craft beers, and custom cocktails. My favorite thing is that they have like an actual like wood fire like pizza oven at Mavericks.
Wood-fired pizza?
Yeah.
How's pizza gonna get a job now?
Oh my god. You loser! Where's Max? Because Don't applaud, Gerald. Don't applaud.
That's on brand.
No, that's Max's brand, and he just stole it.
No, it's not.
Yeah, but
That
we
is-
talked
what do you
about
mean?
we
That's
talked about
100%.
Gerald. Gerald is the evolved version of
Oh,
Max.
it's Gerald's. It's on brand for Gerald.
Gerald
Yeah.
is a level 35 max.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Max is level 4.
He's Raichu.
So check them out. Enjoy the Super Bowl experience at Mavericks, and you can book in advance at Mavericks with an X, MAVRIX.com/the big game.
Mavericks.
You guys watching the big game?
Get in it.
Yeah, Mavericks, get in it.
Yeah.
right.
It's hot or not. Let's get into it. We've got Damon behind the Mac.
Who's hot?
Who's hot this week, Damon?
Oh, nobody's
not-
hot. It's
Not
fine.
them.
Nobody's hot.
See if the other one's hot.
Yeah.
See if the other one's hot.
It's never me.
Oh. Wait, who did you try and click originally?
I tried to click toe tree.
I think he deserves it.
Appreciate you, Damon.
We're all hot right now.
We're all hot. We're all gonna be super hot tonight.
Yeah.
Sweaty.
What?
All right, Dave, what's our first topic? We got to get out of here.
Topic number 1, hot or not. Costco samples.
Oh, flaming.
Hot as
Hot.
fuck.
Yeah, is that
I
a
don't
good
know if
question?
there's anything hotter in
Next,
the world.
flaming.
A free sample is money. Yeah, just
But
move it.
Costco samples specifically.
Yeah.
I've never had a Costco specifically sample. There wasn't a Costco again
back
home.
Are you a Sam's Club guy?
BJ's was called.
Ah.
But I love free
Definitely
samples.
not what
All
they're
right,
called here.
next.
Number 2, seltzer water. Hot or not?
Oh, flaming hot.
Not hot.
Wait,
Like LaCroix.
I hate
I've
flavored
never had
water.
LaCroix. Oh, it's
Okay.
just flavored
Well,
water?
it's not flavored. The seltzer water is just like tonic water.
Well, yeah, like seltzer, unflavored seltzer water. Sure, I'm
Seltzer
still-
water, bubble water?
Still,
Yeah, it's what you put tequila sodas in.
yeah. I like it for
I
tequila
like it when
sodas.
there's tequila in it.
Yeah,
Not by itself,
but
though.
I hate
So
flavored
hot.
water.
Flaming hot.
But
So
it-
flaming hot. that
Flavored
I'm gonna
water
drink.
sucks, and so does
Straight seltzer
I'm
water.
gonna
also
drink.
Yeah,
sucks.
I'm
straight
gonna
seltzer
drink
water.
a gallon of tonic water and slash seltzer water.
which means
tonight.
I am too. So hot only because of tequila sodas.
Let's go.
last one.
Topic number 3, skiing or snowboarding. Hot or not?
Never gone.
I've never gone.
I've
It
never
seems
gone either.
awesome in
Whoa!
theory.
We got to do it. PHNX Sun Devils tries.
Somebody's gonna get
Snowboarding,
hurt.
so skiing.
Yeah, someone.
Who's
will
your money?
definitely-
What's the who's getting hurt? What are the odds on it?
I would say I have the biggest like target for a tree.
For a tree?
Yeah, trees target
Oh,
me.
I feel like you're more likely
No,
to
Shawn is
fall.
because the trees are out to get him.
Yeah, the trees are hunting me.
Because it's always
It is always fuck the Stanford tree.
fuck the same tree.
There you go.
But hot in theory.
Yeah.
I think it is. I want to try snowboarding.
Spicy
Snowboarding
water.
over skiing?
I want to try skiing actually. Snowboarding sounds like it's very hard.
Mhm.
I'd
They
be down
both seem hard,
snowboard.
but-
I'd be down snowboard.
Yeah.
That's going to do it for today's show, guys. If you enjoyed the content, give us a follow at PHNX_signups. You can follow me at Anthony_Totri. You can follow Shane at Shane D. You can follow Shawn DePause at Shawn_DePause.
Sipping on tequila sodas as always.
Yes, sir. We will see you guys tomorrow for a post-game show after Arizona State takes on Washington State. But for now, enjoy the rest of your guys' Friday. Check out the Sun Show, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.